Hello, I'm Neil Murphy and welcome to the RIghtSPARK, the training plan for the dynamic man. Now you're here today because drifting and a lack of purpose stand in your way of consistent happiness and satisfaction. But in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to teach you an effective plan to change all that. And if you follow this unique program, I can guarantee this will be the best year of your life, with the energy to finally stop your drifting and discover real clarity. Look, life isn't too bad, but you do feel something is missing. This isn't the direction you once had in mind. But I'm going to reveal that your next great purpose has been right under your nose. And then I'm going to show you how to reach out and grab it. Now, picture this. Jumping 2-footed out of bed every day, happy and smiling, magnetically energizing everyone around you, and finding a flow just like that anytime you like. Now maybe that sounds too good to be true, but I'm going to show you the right approach so you too can be this mythical person with real purpose and clarity. And I know this feeling well because I was drifting too, lost and struggling for direction. It's not a good feeling. But all the experiences I've had as a nomadic Irishman, the people I've met, all the travels and adventures, the ups, the downs and all the discoveries are tightly fused into creating this unique platform to help men like you reach a crucial tipping point. And by observing and exploring the ways of dynamic men, I want to experience life at the very top of my game. Being fascinated and always asking, is this the best that I can do? And finding the best expression of yourself in the most decisive moments. And to help and guide men just like you through the funk we all experience hammering through our various age barriers. Because dynamic man unleashing his genius influences everyone. People really take note, and this is the true source of legacy. So flex your willpower now to fuel this, the greatest ride of your life. But first, here's a few facts that will challenge the way you see things. Because life isn't always as it seems, and we do tend to colour our own pictures. Fact 1. Only 8% of the population achieve their goals and live the life of their dream. So where does that leave the other 92%? Does it mean they set goals and never achieve them? Or rather, that most people don't set big goals or dreams at all? That's the way it is. But this is no time for small thinking. You've got to think big. But it takes the right mindset and focus with a clear strategy to transform your ideas into reality. But you're going to find the right objectives for you in this free training. Fact 2. Research tells us that 90% of our thoughts today are the same as yesterday. But it also reveals that only 50% of that past actually happened. And this manifests itself by sheer force of habit in everything you do, because you memorize and live this half past every single day, and it conditions all your responses and actions. But there is a mix of fixed and growth mindsets in all of us. So even if today wasn't great, tomorrow can be so much better by focusing on the possibilities and the intentions to create a fantastic life. Fact 3. Willpower plus effort plus grit equals genius. That's consistent application, persistence and planning that make all the difference. And it's no coincidence that the genius doing incredible things is the hardest worker, with real belief and a clear plan. Doing exactly what needs to be done even when they don't feel like doing it. And that's the difference. But maybe you believe that making an effort is an admission that you're not a genius. How embarrassing. But it's time to make a real commitment to being the authentic you, and having a plan is the very essence of genius. So, who are you kidding? Blindfolding yourself, living in the constant pain of your own making, drifting without a purpose, lugging that burden of limiting beliefs, and overwhelmed by any thought of change. But time is not stopping, it's always in fast forward. So I want to ask you a very direct question. What would it take to make this the best year of your life? With my 5-step process, you'll have this conversation with yourself to honestly answer that question. So you can inject fun and adventure into everything you do in no time at all. On every day, not just the weekends. So, please relax and listen for the next 20 minutes. Take notes if you want, because there's so much relevant value for you here today. And if you stick around until the end, you'll see exactly why it's worth your time. Because it's all about you finding clarity. Right. Let's see how the RIghtSPARK can provide your plan to be a dynamic man, with the crucial first step, activating your support circle. Because when you want to get something off your chest, you need to know who's got your back. And you won't believe how many men out there are just as lost as you. But to find real clarity, being a good listener will really help. That's why you're here. To discover the unique understanding that only men can give other men. So, how do you activate your support circle? Well, we know opening up is quite challenging, but vulnerability is contagious. And if you practice these skills of listening and offering vulnerability, you'll see how easier it becomes over the next few months. It'll feel awkward at first, that's for sure, but you will grow into it by following these steps. First, you need to consider who really gets you, who's on your wavelength. Second, why is he up for this challenge? Next, good listeners are more important than ever, so how willing is he to also open up and talk? And finally, where is he on his journey? He could be feeling quite lost too. So think how this can help him as much as it's going to help you. And now you're showing real awareness, so it's time to get vulnerable. Here's how. Set up a 30-minute phone call with your friend with no distractions. Or even better, go meet him. Remember, vulnerability is contagious, so you go first. Spark the conversation by saying, look, I've been meaning to tell you. Or, this is why I've been so lost lately. Whatever you want to start with. But starting vulnerable conversations with openers like this really helps. So practice and make it a habit. Start 5 conversations this week using openers just like this. Now, it is challenging, so slide into it. Because you might feel nervous, or maybe it's the wrong time in your head. And you want to back out. It might even be turning your stomach. That's all normal. Just know what you want to say and tell them why you've been drifting or feeling down lately. Something you've told nobody else. Pique his curiosity with your vulnerability and invite him to ask the questions he's always wanted to ask you. If that's not a conversation starter, I don't know what is. Then it's your turn to listen. But listening is harder than you think. It's not just waiting for your turn to speak. Now, ask the questions you've always wanted to ask him. Where, what, who, when, how. But go beyond the judgment and the criticism and get a real feel for what he's saying, because listening is a practice skill and a shared experience, and it's not always about you. And asking good questions can trigger a powerful release of trapped emotional energy. That's when these conversations will take off, when you get to this level. So don't limit yourself, even if you've been feeling down or isolated. Reach out to friends from way back, ones you might even have been neglecting, because you never know where support will come from. Just like Tom, who's been single for a while now, lounging away nicely in his comfort zone, doing his thing. But lately, he's never felt so alone. The isolation has done nothing to stop his drifting. But he didn't want to talk about it. He might have been embarrassed. But when he opened up, he was so happy and grounded to just see himself again. The relief actually melted his shoulders. And now he insists on having a good chat at least once a week. So make your call a weekly event. The support circle is all about this kind of sharing, and word will get out. Your other friends will want to know what's going on, and they'll want to get involved. So encourage that, because now you're building a real support circle and a stronger foundation of friendship, simplifying life and helping each other, especially right now, because there's more to your friends than meets the eye. And these incredible conversations don't happen often, because you barely scratch the surface of your friendships. But look, the mission is simple: having open conversations and helping each other to grow and live better. This is exactly what's been missing from the lives of us men, because the potential is right there, unsaid and untapped. And until you take the time to really help each other, understanding that your weakest links are actually your greatest strengths, this magic will stay missing. So that first step is magnetic. It opens doors and shifts perceptions. So make it happen. Step 2, finding purpose. Now this takes some digging deep into your subconscious, into all that emotional clutter, baggage, grief, whatever you want to call it. Anything you've ever stuffed deep inside, like a bad breakup or losing a dream job. Whatever it is that aids your drifting, often into what becomes your very next mess. So it's time to break that cycle, because in this emotional clutter lies an incredible source of power, experience and strength, unchecked and unused. Imagine that. There's purpose in the vulnerability you see as weakness. And with this psychological cold plunge, I'm going to show you how to take this hefty weight off your mind so you can go from drifting to finding purpose in these simple but challenging steps. Okay, psychological hygiene is the act of addressing your emotional wounds. So start with your emotional clutter, which is a real pain barrier, because you've got to go through yourself. There is no shortcut. Now, think about a bad experience you've had, something you've buried deep. What happened? And how is it such a problem for you? When did it happen? And how often do you think about it? And where does this upset you the most? Think about how it weighs you down or disrupts your focus. And this is important. Have you ever talked about it? Steve would tell you how important it is to talk, because he took the death of his younger sister so badly, he buried his grief for 10 years and fought the world every step of the way. You can imagine his surprise when he finally opened up. He released so much captive energy, it was like a dam burst. And he talked until he was hoarse. I had a pain in my ear. Now, he's breathing clarity and purpose, living in the moment, high in life. Not bad for a guy who had effectively given up and thrown in the towel. But opening up is the key. So define your purpose by how well you address your emotional clutter and stop ignoring your strengths. These challenging conversations are designed to clear this clutter. So pay attention to how you feel before and after, and gauge your decluttering by the freedom or lightness you feel once you speak about it. Now, I know this doesn't sound very tangible, but you will feel it and develop a stronger sense of how well you're talking about it as you get to know yourself better. Because this emotional clutter loses its power when you release it. You kept it in and you can let it out. This is your tipping point. But it's tougher than it sounds, especially if you're not used to opening up and digging deep like this. You're going to hit some roadblocks. You might even feel a bit discouraged. That's natural too. But don't stop. Keep going. You're breaking through a psychological wall and facing some hard truths here. And this is the process. But now you're determined to find a better way and use all your grit to go get it. To leap the stiff resistance of clinging to your old discomfort zone. Because that's what it is. But don't doubt yourself or overthink it, because you can do it. This step will help you find purpose under your mental scars so you can be consistently happy again. Right, the third step is all about awareness, your vision for life. That's the treasure map you haven't been able to read, not yet anyway. So, how do you trigger awareness? Well, think about how you breathe positive and negative thoughts all the time. So you can start or stop your thoughts by controlling your breath. Control your breath, control your thoughts. That's fine. But how does breathing apply to awareness? Okay, start by taking a deep breath and closing your eyes. And think about what you'd love to be doing right now. Snowboarding. Okay, inhale, exhale. Inhale again and exhale. Do this until you're seeing it and feeling the moment. Get right in there. Now you're thinking with real awareness, cutting through inhibitions with willpower to really see it and feel it. Because with better awareness, you're going to make better choices and get better results. Now, align this new awareness with your evolving vision for life. Because dreaming is a massive function of the mind. I say dream, but it's really your vision for life, with the belief that only clarity can give you. Because not having a plan has finally caught up with you. So dare to dream, because you need to picture a clear vision of what you want. But maybe you don't know what you want, or you can't picture it. That's normal. That's why you're here today. So try this. Use the breathing exercise to raise your awareness. Now, what's your dream life? Is it a move to Hawaii? Could be taking early retirement to go surf or play golf. Or maybe just like karate competitions or touring small vineyards. Doing what you like, when you like, for as long as you like. How would that feel? Imagine walking out the door every day and digging your hands into the earth of your own garden. Being in control, doing what you love, happy and smiling. So, what's stopping you? Is it the dread of putting yourself out there? Thoughts of failure or not being accepted? Maybe you're just shy, or you just know your place. The fear of success can be overwhelming as well. Where do you even start? But if you don't ask, you won't receive. So ask for it. It's not going to magically appear, but set the intention and stir yourself. And think about who you want by your side, through good and bad. Now, use this awareness to see and feel how you can make it happen. To stop your indecision, because now it's starting to feel a bit less impossible, right? But it's step by step, so don't jump down the staircase. The tools of breathing and awareness will help you picture this gradual learning process, mastering each step to weave a perfect swing or the best stance. Because you've applied yourself before, you know what you're good at and how long it took. This is the same. By using awareness to make better choices and get better results. So, stop spectating, get involved and think big. Be so clear and curious, nothing can ever sidetrack you from your mission. Your vision for life is your treasure map, and X marks where you want to be. So stop the drifting and get on it. Okay, the fourth step is all about paying attention. Reflection. Because without focus, life is just a fuzzy vision. And to map a vision for life, reflection is your only compass. So you can find your focus Adjust your direction to keep you in line with where you're going, and picture just what you want from life, because you're going to like yourself more for doing that. But where do you find all this time to focus? Well, to make real progress, the early start is a game changer, because rising an hour or two earlier every single day gives you an extra 15 or 30 days a year. Your head on a pillow might actually be holding you back. So here's how you do it. You've got plenty to do. So make a clear weekly plan for your morning sessions. Get up an hour or two before your normal time. Now, it's not easy at the start. That's why most people don't do it. But you're not most people. And you've just found time. So don't worry about the hour. Make that sacrifice, because it doesn't hurt. And start your day with a full tank of focus, energy and clarity, with nobody to bother you. But your tank drains fast after the first distraction, the smartphone. So keep it off during your early start. Now, start with the breathing exercise to raise your awareness and focus on what you need to do. Then, take 20 minutes of quiet time. Let the thoughts in your head run out of steam. Then give yourself 10 minutes of learning something absolutely new. Keep it fresh. Now you're ready to work on yourself. Plan the challenging conversations you'll have with your support circle. Maybe you want to clear out some emotional clutter, or work on your next great purpose. Maybe start creating your vision for life. But prepare to be shocked. You'll probably do your best work at this hour. All those incredible ideas, they're going to flow right out of your head, creating fresh space for new inspiration. When Simon started, he used to drag himself out of bed at 5 a.m. But then he discovered 30,000 words in his head. His tune definitely changed, because he'd been struggling with strong content for his website, and here it was unfolding on his screen every single morning. So he emptied his head and filled his website, doubling his income in just 6 months. Now he loves his 5 a.m. time. So addictive, he says. So addictive. Just like Simon, you want to be happy. But being happy every day, that's the real difference here today. So plan your day, keep it simple and stick to it. But make it happen. You've just been looking for time in the wrong place. And when you find priceless time, happiness and satisfaction are not too far away. So you know you're on the right track. And now, the final step, 5, kickstart the plan. Right, you lost your mojo. So join the club, but stop feeling sorry for yourself, because you've activated your support circle, and that reflects who you're becoming. Limiting beliefs have been swept from your head, and you're finding real purpose. You've also found true focus and direction to see exactly what you want. Life is improving, but you want to make it sustainable. So try this, the Vitality 4x4. What is that? Well, you got to be deliberate and get a real feel for where you are, because this is the naked truth. Okay, set a daily target of 4 achievable wins. You could be sending that email or making your early start. Anything that will enhance your vision for life. Then, see how you did at the end of the day. Add it up. That's 1,460 wins a year. Every single win is you choosing to live better. But don't stop there. Give your morale another boost. In the evening, reflect on your day and be grateful for 4 things. Savor them. Recognize how well you're doing. That's 1,460 gratitudes a year. 4 daily wins, 4 daily gratitudes. Sharpen your focus with these signposts of your real progress. Take control, kickstart your mojo, find your flow, and stay there by making it sustainable. Focus on making every day better than yesterday, until all these days add up to the very best year of your life. But your work-rest ratio is crucial, so take regular breaks. Stay fresh. Rearrange your timeline to suit your new early morning habit. Spark a second wind. Take a walk or a cycle after work. Get out into nature. Because recovery is just as important as being dynamic. And to be at your best, you've got to look after your rest. And now, you have the plan for the dynamic man. So don't lose another day. Time is your biggest challenge. So why drag this out? Be that dynamic man today. That's why it's better for us to get on a call to see how you can make this happen as soon as possible. It's time to stand out from mediocrity and be magnetic, and to stop your drifting. Look, you can go away and figure this all out on your own. But it's tough. There's no denying that. Do you really have the time? Because you're well into the second half here, still looking for purpose and direction, drifting on your sea of emotional silence. Do you really want to go through all the drama of this extensive search? You've got to be so driven, effective and efficient, and it might be a long time before you even find your way. But it's a noble cause, and I can only wish you the best, the very best. Or you can get directly where you want to be with a clear strategy and all the steps you need right here today. The world is staggeringly short of dynamic men. Don't just be different, be the difference. And the best way is to book that free call to see how we can make this work for you, so you can finally stop your drifting without a purpose and enjoy the journey, not wondering where you are all the time. And it's completely free. There's no charge. It's just a good chat to see how this will work for you. But I don't talk with just anyone. It has to be the right fit for both of us. So I'll be taking calls over the next 4 or 5 days. Open up the calendar in the link below and book that call. We'll talk for about 45 minutes about where you're at, the problems you're facing, and how you are overwhelmed. Then we can figure out a plan for you and the steps you can take. And after that, if you think you need some more guidance, I'd be more than happy to offer that too. So click on the button below to get to my calendar. Pick a time and a date that suits you. But please, answer all the questions so we can hit the ground running and have a really constructive chat. We're going to get into it on the Zoom call, so be at your computer, fully focused with no distractions, and keep an hour or so free for the chat. Now it's going to get busy, so if you see an opportunity for yourself here, grab it, because spots are going to go fast. And this could be exactly what you need to lighten your journey, or not, which is just fine. We'll carry on like ships passing in the night. But remember, not taking action is a commitment to staying right where you are. That's not dynamic. But time is still your friend, so use it wisely. And now is the time to make the best change. So be dynamic, because the party has already started and you do not want to miss being the star of your own show. You do not. Click on the link below and get involved so we can chat soon and get you on the way to being a real dynamic man again.